Hello everyone, this is Emil from IEI. I'm glad to invite the product manager of our IOVU series. You will get more information about our solution and in detail.
Hi, this is Gary. I am product manager at IEI. It's my honor to introduce the IOVU new product to all of you.
Some people may not be familiar with RISC. So Gary, can you please briefly talk about RISC? Why RISC has become one of the mainstream? What are its features and why RISC is important to the market? The RISC structure we are going to talk about is for what IEI product mix?
Okay, basically, we can divide the computer into CISC and RISC structures, or just like x86 or ARM that people usually say. When talking about ARM, our first impression is low cost, low power consumption for simple applications and programs. However, its performance has been greatly improved because of a frequent use of mobile phone and tablet in anywhere, anytime. After the user got used to it, more and more industries started to use RISC solution for digital signage, kiosk, and vending machine, which required a good performance at low cost.
Here we can see the introduction of 3+1 products. The last hybrids looks brilliant and attractive.
Yes, the best one usually come to last one. In brief, if the first three products cannot meet your requirement perfectly, the last one will be the perfect one for customization. But we will suggest you use the IEI standard products in order to save a lot of cost and time if it can fulfill your requirements.
Well, shall we start by introducing the processor?
Yeah, certainly. There are some reasons that we choose this processor. So we'd like to let customers know its excellent performance.
Sounds attractive. So let's see its key features. This picture looks like 4+2, total 6 cores, right?
Yes. It is the combination of quad-core A53 core and dual-core A72 cores. The total is 6 cores. I will explain in more detail about the combination. RK3399 sits on chip, which is SoC, including the GPU Mali T860 MP4. It supports H.265 decoding and 4K resolution, which is Ultra HD. Currently, there are many TV with the 4K resolution, and some companies use RK3399 for set-top box. This slide is about why 6 core required. Using 4 A53 cores when low computing power is good enough. Using 2 A72 cores where high computing power is needed. It can provide better power consumption and keep the performance.
This is excellent. So it's like a car with turbo function?
Yeah, I like this description. When you need more power, the turbo mode will switch on automatically, but it's still fuel saving in general.
Yes, I got it, this page. The resolution is remarkable, and H.265 is the latest technology.
As shown in this picture, the 4K resolution is 4 times better than Full HD. We can also say that RK3399 increased the GPU performance a lot, around 45% better than T628. So it will be perfect if the 4K TV can be with such players. H.265 decreases the file size around 40%. That saves much storage space. About operating system, currently we got Android 7.1, and the Linux version is in development. But now our SBC Hyper RK39 supports Linux Ubuntu 16.04 already.
Well, here comes the most important part.
Yes, I also prepared some samples for demonstration.
We are going to introduce these three models, right? What are the differences?
The overview is about their common ground, even though they have some difference in design. We will have detailed information soon. All of them is equipped with the same CPU, RAM, eMMC, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and camera components. 210AR got 2 LAN ports, while the other two models only got 1 LAN port. And other feature in the 10-inch model is PoE supported powered device. We will talk about more in another slide.
This page is about naming rules. Why do we go into such detail?
Wow, in fact, this is for all our clients and salespeople. They also ask what the naming rule. Because the product name looks very similar. The key points have been highlighted in red. That 10 indicates the size of the panel. 10 means 10 inch. 07 is 7 inch. Simple and easy, right? And then R indicates real I/O. Let the I/O are on the back side. D indicates down I/O. Let the I/O are toward downside. Just similar to the general panel PC.
And then we introduce this one. Oh, it's a bit heavy. Looks like some good component inside.
Oh yeah, okay. This page is for the detail of specs. IOVU 207AR got 7-inch display with 300 nits in brightness. The important thing is there are 3 physical buttons. 2 of them be controlled by software API, and the other one, SOS key, is dry contact.
What do you mean by dry contact?
It means the SOS button connects directly to the alarm or the button in notification system. Even though the machine is switched off, the alarm will sound after pushing this button. It can still work in emergency even if the software in machine failed.
This machine is quite substantial and the physical buttons are quite special.
Yes, apart from the hotkey and SOS button, we'll see the sample here. We just talked about the real I/O in here. It's also different than other products in the market, which is only support 1 USB port. We have 2 USB ports. And one of them is USB 3.0 here. And it's quite unique than another Android tablets. It's ideal for the requirement like high-speed camera through USB 3.0 in Android OS. We also got a wall-mount kit and easy for install. Just like this. And in front is showing the physical button here is SOS key, and this tool is controlled by software API.
Well, so what about the applications?
Okay, we have 2 main applications here. The first one is for ordering care center. The direct communication between care center and nursing station can be carried out through IOVU 207AR, and the SOS button is there for emergency. You may also use IOVU 207AR in public area like fitness center or library in community. Can install one machine for the communication with the security guards in emergency.
So the voice quality should be very important, right?
Exactly. So we have spent a lot of efforts choosing the specific IC, airtight components in mechanical, and modify the software. The other one is about the intercom system. We are showing the application at Intelligent Living Space at Taipei Living 3.0. where IEI's Tank C100 is work as a gateway to control internal devices via control panel and to communicate externally via intercom system. So it's two applications in just one machine.
Yeah, I also saw it in the previous video introduction, and you can also check it on YouTube too. Here comes the next one, AR. So it's for real I/O, right?
Yeah. This one is with 10-inch display. We add RFID reader, COM port, and GPIO, and other key feature is the 2-lane port support PoE function. That means adapter is not required. Only needs to use PoE switch as power source. In addition, we have 3 special I2C interfaces.
Whoa, how special? Don't beat around the bush. Come on, tell me now.
Okay, you see the picture. We support the Grove I2C sensor in there. Okay. Okay, we see the demonstration unit. Okay, when we talk about IOVU 207AR, we mentioned the integration with the sensor via gateway and then send the information to IOVU. However, IOVU 210AR already supported various I/O for integration, especially with 3 I2C ports in here. For direct connection with Grove sensor like temperature, humidity, CO2 from stock kits, you can save money to buy in one gateway, and IOVU 210AR is the gateway and also control panel.
Wow, that's great. Users can save not only hardware costs, but also a lot of space for physical installation.
Yes, and you will see the 3 buttons here, volume buttons, SOS buttons here, and here is indicators for power and the RFID read. Okay, this IOVU 210AR, our target market is for indoor environment control or situational control system. And of course, it can be the alarm detection. We have designed volume and SOS button on the front panel using software control buttons. The advantage is the appearance is all flat, you just see. With the independent touch area, improves the quality to the luxury level. The next one, educational tablet, is for the electronicization of education in the future. Putting the information in the cloud, students don't need to bring textbook to school. And the school can check students' ID via the RFID reader for doing the roll call, as well as entering personal database after the identification. Another one is fitness. The more and more device makers use RISC system for the control panel, which brings good performance at low cost.
So, is it the last demo unit?
Oh no, not yet. We prepare a surprise in the last part. To be honest, I prepared an IOVU 210AD for today, but we got an order emergency and from the customer, so the demo unit just shipped out to customer.
Wow, that's a pity.
This one continues the previous IOVU 10F series. For industrial applications, so the I/O is fewer than 210AR, but difference is not big. Only about 1 lane pole, another is I2C pole, physical and virtual buttons are removed, but RFID function is still there.
But the previous version got good sales, correct?
Yes, we have delivered a lot to hospitals and factory production lines and HMI devices. This is how IOVU 210AD looks. It looks similar with IOVU 10F, but we got some changes in the rear and size in design. For example, change the Visa 100 to the Visa 75.
Wow, there are so many applications.
Yes, IOVU AD is like one design for all. So you can use it for HMI access control, or locker in the mall, or self-registration kiosk, like immigration control in Canada airport, or for bedside monitor, nursing cards, etc.
So it looks like every machine can be controlled through touchscreen.
Certainly. So you can see the market is very big. The Capsule coffee machine might be our client in the future. Okay, our IOVU 10-inch models is PoE supported. So you will only need one PoE switch using Ethernet cable to provide the internet connectivity and power to IOVU devices, which saves a lot of cost of the materials, installation, and maintenance. If DC power is also connected, it will just like redundant power, and the machine will get powered from the higher voltage. For example, IOVU transfer the PoE voltage in 12 volt. If we use 24 volt DC power adapter, PoE will be the standby power. On the other hand, when we use a 9 volt DC power adapter, PoE will be the main power supply.
So PoE is an important selling point here. What's the difference between IEI's panel PC and other brands?
This part is often compared. Firstly, we design panel PC with the consideration of integration. So you don't see the compo, GPIO, I2C, SOS, etc. in general panel PC in the market. Most of them only have one USB port and one LAN port, that's all. We also provide flexible customization in hardware and software. And it's done by IEI internally, not outsourced, which is great advantage.
Okay, so after your detailed explanation, what would you like to tell us for the most important one?
Okay, the next one is very compact SPC. For the customer who may feel like something is missing after the introduction of the 3-panel PC above, or functions is too good, they want to remove some by their own. Even though the both size is just like a 2.5-inch SSD, and it has the same CPU, RAM, eMMC, and supports the EDP and the HDMI, two independent video output. And also, Linux Ubuntu 16.04 OS is already complete with this one.
So if I put a 4K video into it and connect to a 4K TV, it will become a video player.
Yes, it's just like an Android TV box. However, RK39 is very ideal for the digital signage host system with 2 displays and a small RISC box PC. In fact, the applications are much more than that. If you put it on the back of a monitor with HDMI input, then you will get a panel PC. We have designed a mini PCIe slot on the SPC board, and it's for LTE module, which brings the internet connectivity if your application is in outdoor area.
The size is so small, only 10 by 7.2 centimeters. But with heatsink, it becomes 4 centimeters in height. It's a little bit thick.
Yeah, it because the heatsink is too thin. If the client design their own heat dissipation with the metal chassis, it will not need our heatsink, right? And it also save the cost.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have introduced a lot. So who is the target audience for IEI RISC products?
Our target audience can be system integrator, customer working for the secondary development, customers requiring the advanced power performance from RISC extra.
So the development is for what conditions?
The RK3399 is compatible of the AI applications. For example, the facial recognition or voice recognition. You can imagine if you can open your door by your face or your voice and without using your hand. It is much easier and safer than current way to use a key, password, or RFID card, or the fingerprint. This kind of AI recognitions is definitely the trend. And our RockChip RK3399 is compatible for fulfilling such requirement.
Okay. So it's about our presentation today with the slides above. So if you have more information, please scan the QR code and contact IEI directly. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much.